Okay, Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney post-fight reaction. I'm a bit late. It was the co-main last night. It should have been the main event. And yeah, woke up this morning, got some breakfast, got a haircut, and now I'm here to give my thoughts on the fight. I was a man of my word, and I'm gonna pay all my bets and all that. And I made a video apologizing to Devin Haney, and I was really impressed at first with Devin, but I started to realize that like a part of me was right a little bit. A part of me was right. Brian Norman just wasn't all that. He just wasn't all that. And I thought a lot about him, and I really thought like he was that guy to be Devin. And you know, Devin, I do think he is a little bit better, and I was wrong somewhat, but I was also right. It was like one of the judges had a draw, but the knockdown is what gave Devin the edge. I think it was probably 7-5, which is a close fight. I think Devin really gave away the last 5 rounds. And it just shows that he was kind of just trying to survive the last portion of the fight. And that really shows like who he is as a fighter. And I don't know what to say, man. You know, I could say everything, but you know, I give him props. He did beat Brian. Brian disappointed me, not the guy who I thought he was. And you know, I did give Devin props. Paid all my bets, or I'm going to.
This right here is unfortunately the majority of the typical gweilo response. You could tell he didn't want to give Devin Haney no type of credit, but he's sour. He looks stupid. He looks stressed out even making it. And, you know, he just didn't want to give him his props. When you listen to the reason that these guys are talking about, it doesn't make no sense. But I could tell you this, bro. OK, in one instance, he says, you know, Brian Norman Jr. just ain't that good. All right. So it's no secret. We know that y'all getting ready to throw Brian Norman Jr. away. We know that Brian Norman Jr. was a stand-in gweilo for Lomachenko. So basically, you wanted Brian Norman Jr. to do something that Vasily Lomachenko couldn't do because y'all still mad about what Devin Haney said. And you thought Brian Norman Jr. was that guy. So you put a battery in his back and in your back, and you made yourself believe that he could do something that wasn't based off of your boxing education. Now, you said that he's not that guy, but at the same time, you just said it was a close fight. So is Brian Norman good or is he not good? I'm confused here. You know, I'm trying to figure out what you're saying here, son. What are you saying? Because first it was a close fight, then Brian Norman Jr. ain't that guy. Then how can Brian Norman Jr. not be that guy? Obviously, he is good, but now you're saying he's trash just because he didn't beat him. No, you made a bet based off of your emotions. And being that you were so ill-educated on Brian Norman Jr., why would you bet 20 people on it? That doesn't make any sense. I would take if you make a bet of 20 people because you really know the sport and you really know your math. But I'm going to tell you something interesting about this fight that I noticed. I noticed that more gweilos was covering this fight than any other boxing match. I know you've seen it too. You know what I'm saying? It was like every gweilo in the U.S. was speaking about Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. I already know what it was about. But guess what? Y'all got left a pie sliding down your face. But I'm going to use this kid to pivot off something else because it ain't even about him. The truth of the matter is Devin Haney left a lot of people looking sour and stupid out here, you know, and I'm happy to see it. But this kid right here, all you got to do with a typical American gweilo like this is just give him a couple 100,000 subscribers and stuff like that. And this is how you get people like this. Look at this shit-eating sour face. OK, that's what happens when you pick fights based off emotion. You want fights based off of personal reasons instead of sticking to boxing. You get in front of the entire world and talk about one of the best fighters in the sport, who's carrying the sport, who's a throwback fighter, who's a representation of this sport, and you try to trash him to the entire world and say that he's bad for boxing. Your racial arrogance got your head so far up your ass that you guys got on camera and tried to use these lame ass excuses to try to take away from him. Just like the kids you seen in the beginning. Oh, well, you know, that just proves what kind of fighter he is. Devin Haney fought down to the last round till there was no point to be engaging. And he didn't even have to. What are you talking about? Okay. There's no way in the world anybody could find this fight boring. But what you do is you use it as a litmus test. Okay. When they say, oh, Devin Haney's boring, I don't like him, he's bad for boxing, you know that you don't need to be talking boxing with that person no more. Don't invite him on no more panels. Don't sit next to him. Don't call him up. Don't talk to him on the phone. Don't answer no texts. Don't answer no tweets or nothing like that, because you know what time they on. Now, getting back to True Gordy, Jordy, or whatever whatever it is, y'all watch the dude. Man, I don't care about the man's name. You know what I'm saying? But this panel set up here, and oh my God, y'all look so pathetic. But listen, that's what it's like to see a bunch of dudes based off emotions crash out and look like idiots to the entire boxing world or anybody that pays attention to them just because you in your feelings about Devin Haney. Man, the way that y'all was uptight on this channel about Devin Haney was so immature. And like I said, it doesn't need true defending, because just to watch it is sad in its damn self, bro. It is truly pathetic. And you can call everybody card out. You call everybody card out. And like I told you what this fool problem was. Now he sat there and looked stupid. And now you want to try to act like he wasn't entertained by the fight. Bro, you don't need to be talking about boxing. That's all you showed everybody to the world who truly care about sports and who's not into black, I hate black men, I feel inferior to black man, black, who's not into that. They'll say the same thing about you, bro. As a matter of fact, shouts out to this chick right here for being, I try to tell you, man, these females, I swear, no offense, but they balls be hanging lower than you do. She even calls it out for what it is when he first did it. Said it's fucking weird, bro. Like he's a damn lunatic. She's saying exactly what it was. It just didn't make no sense. But like I said in my previous video, all you super sensitive gwelos, I can't stand that Devin Haney said he wasn't going to lose to a white boy, then turn around and didn't lose to a white boy, then turn around and get that white boy another fight, a fight in which he denied him and brought balance back to a situation in which he fucked up with franchise champion, which fucked up the legitimacy of Undisputed, which is why Teofimo Lopez is running around talking about Undisputed to this day, because somebody was soft enough to take franchise champion because they didn't want to fight somebody that was challenging them. But when they got into the position, they took that motherfucker up on their challenge and decided to give him the fight when they didn't fucking earn it. Facts. That's what y'all fucking mad about? He did it the hard way. But anyways, y'all just give him a bigger platform to drag his nuts all across your forehead, Gordy. And that's exactly what he did. That's exactly why you got this face right here. That's what I'm talking about. When they talking about Raja Jackson and they were so mad. I told you, it ain't never that. It's the fucking image. Because as you can tell, how they mad about that, but they promoting Ryan Garcia and what he did. Raja Jackson was wrong, but Devin Haney was all good, and you don't need to talk about it. And why are you talking about suing, right? Yet when Raja beat my man ass, they were like, he needs to go to police. That's why he's getting arrested. Everything they do is a fucking gaslight. It's a gaslight, but you know what? That's why we keep putting boot to ass. All right? And that's why y'all kept looking assed out. That's exactly what it is. I'm glad y'all mad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you more than that. I'm glad I'm around to have somebody to call y'all out down to the nitty gritty how it is. Oh yeah, because y'all definitely need this type of shit in this space. The more time go on, the more I am convinced, bro. The more I am convinced. I am the voice that I wanted to hear when I was just sitting back listening and I wasn't hearing the shit that I felt I needed to hear. I became that voice. Yeah, somebody need to give it to y'all blood raw out here because y'all pussyfooting, y'all trying to make friends, and y'all eating buttermilk biscuits, and we ain't got no time for that. And if y'all ever want to get down to the nitty gritty of this sport, we got to splice through all the bullshit. And that comes from not avoiding it and just saying what it is, bro. Y'all need to get over that comment. Let it go.
Hey, if you're like me, never bet with 20 separate people because you have to go into each one of them. I'm always used to winning the bets, so this is new to me. But yeah, that's what I thought about the fight. I was right somewhat, I was wrong somewhat. And I remember saying, even if right after the knockdown, if Brian can still win this, I'll still give props to Devin. But Devin made the fight really bad in the late half. Like, it wasn't a good look for him, how much he was holding, how much he was just trying to survive. But he did his job. But my aspect of him didn't change much. Besides, I do think he's a little better than I originally thought. But he is still kind of the same guy that I thought he was originally. So, yeah.